Hello, good evening. Welcome along to the Jackocar Cup Series for Thursday Night Thunder. Our clock at the top of the screen for some reason decided to stop. I was worried our lobby was going to break on us because it's 31 minutes past 7 o'clock. Like, we've gone effectively on time, I think, for like the first time this season. And our clock's mucking about again. Just let us get into the lobby. Right, thank goodness for that. It's week 5 of Thursday Night Thunder, and it is the return of Throwback Week. Now, bear with us. I think we've got everyone's livery, or at least I have everyone's livery on a list. So hopefully we'll be able to walk you through them. The livery templates on this game aren't the best, so it'll be interesting to see what the drivers have come up with. And we come to the own what with me. I have got. I've just seen Gareth's name. I've got Jacko.
I've not seen it yet.
You got to have a look at this.
Onlyfans.com/Ben4Spurs96.
I'm a fan of that.
I like that. You're not the only fan, some might say.
He's well creative at these, isn't he?
He is. He really is. The worst one was when he decided to be Casper Klien. Because we couldn't tell them apart, but yeah, this is definitely an improvement.
I still think him pretending to be Yuri when Yuri was at risk of dropping out of the the chase, and I didn't realise because Yuri wasn't even there. He dropped out at the last minute, so it meant he was the only Yuri on the track, and it took me about half the race to realise it was actually Gareth. Ever since then, I don't think I've missed a single Gareth mock-up. But look at that again. The name barely fits onto his graphic on screen there.
they're
getting longer and longer every week, aren't they? It's unbelievable. I'm surprised the game hasn't got a character limit. Although looking at it, he must be right on the edge of it. That's fantastic.
Right then. Gareth thing.
Oh yes. Now look at that. We've got a car coming straight out of the pits already to start his qualifying duel. I wonder who this is going to be. Corey Dalton has just joined the lobby. I was about to say, where is he? Because it's a very hyped return of himself after a 4-race ban. Pardon me. For a pretty silly accident that he decided to cause in the Championship 5. Now, I'm watching Deck, who's on track. He's going to be in a duel against Jack Craig, assuming Jack Craig is here. Is he here? He's not here, is he? No, he is here. He's third. There he is. But, yeah, he's running all black, so this could be anything, really.
There is a list, Owen. Have you seen that?
And Deck is the only name on that list, which is a TBC. So I don't know what it is.
So Jack is the number 44 Hot Wheels livery.
You'll know more about that than me.
No, I honestly don't.
It's a NASCAR livery, so someone must have ran it in NASCAR at some point in time.
Okay.
So I'll tell you what, I'll look it up. Let's have a wee look at the car. This is what's meant to be the Hot Wheels 44. Let's actually look. I'm going to look this up on the old Google, and let's see who owns this car. It's one of the Kyle Petty. It's Kyle Petty.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not a Kyle Petty fan.
Ah, I see.
In fact, I don't know if I told you, but I'm in the process of selling all my 164 NASCAR diecast, and the first ones I pulled off the shelf were the Kyle Petty ones.
So you could have had this then on that shelf.
I haven't ever had this one actually. I had a couple rare ones, I must admit, but not the Hot Wheels one. I tell you who also ran a Hot Wheels car, not necessarily in NASCAR. I think it was like an IMSA support race, but Tony Berenger, the young lady who's sponsored by Raising Cane's. Look her up, everybody. It'll be worth your time.
I've just noticed that we've got Leroy Hasselager, who's due to be in a duel with Corey Dalton. He's come round and gone straight back into the pit lane. I've not checked the stewards' results from last week because I've been busy, but Jack Craig's done the same thing. So they must have some sort of bans. Interesting. Deck is still out there though, so we'll ride on board for the rest of his lap. Let me check the old Jackocar Twitter. Qualifying ban for cars 16 and 36 for retiring in the pit lane. That's Jack Craig and, well, presumably also Leroy Hasselagger. His name's not on that document, but I mean we've seen those two retire, so that settles the first two duels already. So well done to Deck and Corey. Corey, who's not even left the pit lane yet, and in fact he sort of has to leave the pit lane now, and he hasn't. So
he's still waiting for his name to be.
There we go. Now
on a list.
Now he's coming out. Now he's coming out. I think we'll say he got away with that. But Deck coming around the final corner. This has been a legal lap, and he'll cross the line. He's run out of ERS just on the way to the line, and he's set at 1 minute 33.9. We know he's fast. He has been fast at points. He's been aggressive at points. It'll be interesting to see where that lap stacks up. But Jacko, it's the return of Corey Dalton. He's here.
Thank God as well. One of my favourites. And can you believe when they were issuing the penalties or deciding what the penalties would be at the end of last season for what Corey did to Ben Harrett, they were discussing a permanent league ban. And I was like, no. One, we're not that popular. You need the drivers. Two, you can't have Jackocar without Corey Dalton. And we ended up settling on a 4-race ban. But as you said to me pre-qualifying, Owen, if he wins this on his supercharger tonight, he goes to, well, he advances to the playoffs and he goes into the top 6, I think you said, which is quite incredible. But yeah, Corey Dalton, the return of the yet to win a championship Corey Dalton, CD0 they call him. But 18 wins, 14 poles, 568 laps led in his career, and he's been a part of the league ever since season 1. So it is good to have him here.
Now, the livery he's running is supposed to be the 2019 German Grand Prix Mercedes. Now, that's the one that ran silver and white, and both cars crashed in that race multiple times in Hamilton's case. This is
Hamilton
an example.
Still finished 10th though.
He did. We finished 12th, and then the Alphas got their penalties.
Yeah, true.
Bad day to be Hamilton, but this is an example of where these livery templates on the game don't really work out, because it looks more to me like just the current
the normal Mercedes.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah, I can see he has put white on it. He definitely has put white on it, but yeah, the livery template's not done him many favours there. But he's a Lewis Hamilton fan. I suppose it's an interesting livery to choose, because, like I say, it's probably the worst race he had in his 4 years of dominance from sort of 2017 to 2020. So I'm surprised he didn't just go for the black mark. But I mean, maybe that's a boring choice. I guess everyone's attempted that at some point. Maybe that's what Deck was trying.
Well, apparently I found out that Deck was running a Renault test livery.
That's cheating. That's actually cheating. That you should dock him points for that. That's shocking. Just kick him out of the lobby. He's not a full-timer. Get him out of the lobby. That's not that's shocking. That's offensive.
It is offensive. The Hamilton finishing P12 situation, though, that race where he was then promoted back to P10 kept his, what at the time was a record consecutive points finishes in a row. Oh, and Corey spun. It keeps it valid.
Well caught.
But I do believe that record has now been surpassed by Verstappen. Somebody will know. Yuri will know. He's in the comments.
I don't know if he did, actually. He had a good old streak, did Verstappen, but I don't think it was actually long enough, because that Mercedes just never, ever broke down.
No, so good.
As Jamie Griffiths goes to the top, he is, first of all, in a duel against Michael Akeke, who's on his outlap at the moment, and he's riding Kevin Harvick's Pennzoil 29. Kevin Harvick, yeah. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Fan?
Kevin Harvick.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I have this die-cast in 2 variations, which would be 2006 and then 2007. 2007 with the spoiler, of course, the car of tomorrow. But yeah, speaking of NASCAR, Owen, we should probably mention that I'm not here next week. I don't think you are either, but I'm not here for a very valid reason. I'm off out to the US to see the more than likely rained out Daytona 500 this Sunday, and then what will be a very sunny afternoon in Atlanta a week later. So NASCAR still very much alive in my life, and here in Jackocar it would seem. But yeah, nice livery from Jamie Griffiths.
Luckily, I will be here next week, so one of us will keep the
thank
streak going
goodness.
of one of us showing up. As I was just looking at Robin, he's gone third fastest. He's driving with David Coulthard's Mercedes AMG DTM, which is definitely an out there choice. I'm a fan of it. Can't say I've ever seen his car before. I know he did some DTM, but yeah, there you go. That's what it looked like, apparently. Did catch a glimpse of Baza, who's riding with Paul Menard's 2019. Yeah, 2021. Yeah. Lots of sponsors on there. Very nice car. He's pretty much used up every sponsor slot that you can put on there. And he's taken up as much colour as humanly possible. That is the way to do it, isn't it?
That's NASCAR throwing it back to when they had just contingency sponsors everywhere. Paul Menard sadly no longer in the Cup Series, but he is being reborn here in the form of Barry Baldwin this evening. Paul Menard, I believe, famous for a win or two. I was going to say he won the Daytona 500, but that was Trevor Bayne in 2011, 12 or 13. So I can't remember any Paul Menard wins, but the Quaker State livery as displayed here by Barry Baldwin. How close to the top can he get? He doesn't spin like Corey Dalton, which leaves him with the one corner to go. Short run up to the line here, a little bit of sideways, but he'll be alright. Barry Baldwin, he goes P5.
That was a horrible lap. He was sideways every corner, it felt like. He really was struggling with that. And that will give Robin the dual victory here. Right, Michael Akeke running green for Chick Hicks.
Yep.
Don't know what that is, but do you know what that
Cars?
is?
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
I've not watched it for so long, to be honest. Honest to God, I think I was still like, I've not watched it for, well, clearly a long time.
I watched it last month.
No, well, there you go. That looks how you know.
1, 2, and 3.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so the rival to the King and Lightning McQueen and Michael Okeke running Chick Hicks goes P3. Tell you what, the picture
is that the one I see all the memes of where he's mucking about with a piston cup?
Yes.
Okay,
more than
right.
likely.
Maybe that's where. That maybe does ring a bell then. He's won his duel, by the way, has he? He has.
You tell me, I don't have the sheet.
He's won. No, he's not. Sorry, Jimmy had already retired. I thought he'd won his duel. Jimmy's fastest. Ignore me completely. Right, Jimmy's won that duel. Sorry, Michael. Sorry, Michael. Oh dear. Right, where's Mike Kelterborn? Actually, hold on.
He's normally in Germany.
Yeah, there he goes. He's gone fourth fastest. Very funny. As he crosses the line with, well, fourth fastest time. Le Mans Group C Porsche. I can't lie, the first thing that I thought of when I saw Mike running this livery was ILR.
I see
it's an ILR livery.
There's ILRT, yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Big fan of that. That's not what he was going for, but it's nice. I'm loving that shade of yellow.
He was a member of ILRT as well, wasn't he?
Well, he was, yeah. That's why it's come to mind. So was I back in the day.
Yeah.
A lot of us used to run these. I've still got the T-shirt, for goodness' sake.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a nice livery.
It is throwback week, in fairness.
Indeed. Here's a good throwback. We've got Tony Kirkpatrick out here. He's in the Williams FW18B. Don't know which one that is, but I've got to assume that's one of the... what you call Rothmans ones?
Yeah. P1.
I had a very good Rothmans livery on F125. I think. Was it 25 or 24? 24. Yeah, I don't have one in this game. What am I on about? 24, I had a good one. There was a really good template for it. We might have seen it in the Cup Series. I don't remember if I raced here or not at any point. But yeah, it was a nice livery. What I'm saying is that I'm better at making Williams liveries than he is. But it's still nice. He's gone fastest as that car... Well, I'm not surprised. He's gone fastest as that car often did. So he'll win his duel. He's against Chris Waite. Gareth Hall, we're waiting on him. He's on track at the moment. Also running ILRT colours. Now, he wasn't part of ILRT. What's he actually running? Minardi Hart M197. Nice.
Hang on, let's have a look. It is nice. Definitely better in person than it was in the picture. I was going to say, Owen, that nobody's here to argue about you making better Williams liveries. So I shan't argue.
Good.
What I was going to say though is it is actually a welcome return for Throwback Week, because we didn't have it last season. I don't think we even had it the season before because the templates were so poor. We removed it from the league, but it is now back.
Yeah, we had a wee run out, didn't we, on season 11, I think, because we were back on F1 2020. But then it didn't go that well, because as it turns out, the templates in that game weren't that good either. We sort of got a bit of... I think we got a bit of a reality check last season with F1 2020, being like, wait, this game's crap.
Yeah.
What happened?
We weren't to know that.
We all liked this game. What happened here? I was never the biggest fan of it. I would say that after that, with hindsight. As Chris Waits goes second fastest, not that it make much of a difference. He's 1.2 seconds away from Tony. We've also who was I going to talk about? I was going to talk about Mike because he has won his duel against Gareth because he invalidated. Next up, we'll have Sullivan Lewis versus Ben Harrett. And we'll have Johannes versus Ben Shaw, who's the other driver on a supercharger along with Corey Dalton. Let's find Sully. I want to get a good angle of this as he goes third fastest.
It's nice. That is nice.
I want to see the side of it because this is very much BWT Racing Point 2020. I like the detail of having the BWT replacement logo sort of, angled like that. Bloody hell, I've got bad hiccups tonight. But, yeah, I'm a fan of the livery. I'm going to drink some San Pellegrino. Try and solve my problems.
How very posh of you.
We get free drinks vouchers at work because of my hard work. So they're like $2.55. It's ridiculous these days. So if I'm getting these for free, I'm sure as hell taking it.
It's like when you go in for a Tesco meal deal, make sure you get the most expensive individual items.
Exactly.
So that you can get your money's worth in the meal deal.
Johannes
goes P6 then. I don't know what this is meant to be. There is a list.
Coloni Subaru.
Owen White is looking at the list.
Yeah, Coloni Subaru C3B. Interesting. Don't know what it is, but it's interesting. Looks very Welsh.
If you'd have left it to me, I would have said Toyota Supra, like from the rally days. Sorry, the Toyota Corolla with the Castrol sponsorship.
Yeah, I wouldn't have had I like I said, it just looks Welsh to me.
Because Bazza runs those colours.
Because Bazza runs those. Well, it's also because it's their colours, but But you are right. Yeah, I will associate that with Ben Shaw. Not Ben Shaw. Bazza, not Ben Shaw. Sorry, I meant to look at Ben Shaw in a minute. But actually, let's look at Ben Harrett first. Because he's just ahead of Ben Shaw on track. He is, like I say, in the duel against Sullivan Lewis, so he's got to go further better to win this, and Ben Shaw's got to go sixth for better to beat Johannes. What's Ben running? He's running Renault 5 Group B Rally. And behind him, you can see that Ben Shaw is running his own livery. He's doing a throwback to himself. I don't think anyone's done that before. That's a bit of a loop. That's a bit of a loop. There's a bit of a loophole in his rules here.
Pete Knighton did it, didn't he?
Well, did he?
Before, and I think a handful of others. Yeah.
Well, we've got to close this loophole.
Probably in the season when you weren't here.
Well, maybe. Yeah. I think for throwback week, because Ben Shaw runs his old colours every week, so why not just? We need to close this loophole for next season. Personally, because we're just sick of seeing his normal colours.
I'm sure one of the rules before was like F1 or motorsports related liveries only from like 5 years or older.
I tell you what, I think we need to get back into the rule book. As Ben Harrett does beat, well, they both win their duels. Both the Bens win their duels. Ben Shaw goes second. Ben Harrett goes sixth. I think that wins them their duels. I've just talked about... No, it doesn't. Oh, for God's sake. No, Ben won his, but Ben... Oh, bloody hell. Ben Shaw won his. Ben Harrett lost his. Oh, dear. Right, triple threat time. Triple threat time. Casper Klein, Jimmy... Fuck's sake. Jake O'Sullivan and Arnold...
Are you swearing?
Can you tell I'm tired? I need to go to bed. I need to go to bed. Right. The things I do for this league, honestly. Right. We'll look at Arnold first. I cannot wait until this qualifying system is binned off. Right. What on earth is Arnold running? The Porsche Pink Pig. Never seen this before.
Yeah. Yes, we have.
Have
I
we?
can't remember who did it. Yeah. I'm sure it was like somebody obscure, like a Mike Kelterborn or a Samba, somebody like that.
I
Maybe even a
wouldn't.
Cam. It was Cam. Cam ran the Pink Pig
Oh, he always ran
in
pink.
season
Yeah.
7.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pink was one. Yeah, okay, I remember him now. Yeah. Geez, that is a throw. We say that every time I mention Cam. It's a throwback.
that is a throwback. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one-time race winner in the Cup
Oh,
Series when it was a 25% race. Oh, now so close.
so close to pole
P1 now.
position. It gives Tony a little bit of competition as we see Casper now coming to the final few corners. He's running Red Bull's livery from the Japanese Grand Prix last year. That is definitely not 5 years old. And he's gone third fastest. Behind Arnaud, Tony still staying on top. But here comes Jake O'Sullivan, who is running the Aston Martin Valkyrie prototype, which also just so happens to look like last year's Aston Martin F1 car as well. And this year's, and every year's. He's gone fifth fastest, which means Tony's on pole. It means Arnaud wins a triple threat, but it's pole position by 0.016. Very, very close indeed.
Yeah, and that means Tony Kirkpatrick is out to 14 poles all time, and I'm sure there will be somebody that asks.
That asks what? What's happened?
My controller unplugged itself as it fell on the floor.
I thought you just abandoned us mid-fact.
No. Somebody will ask me how many poles or where does Tony go on the pole rankings. Oh, we've lost our flow.
Oh, yeah, I lost my flow a while ago.
It puts him ahead of Kieran Spears, level with Corey Dalton. He sits 8th all time when it comes to pole positions.
Right. Grid. Tony, Arnaud,
Thank you.
Casper, Ben Shaw, Jake, Chris Waits, Sully, Jamie Griffiths, Ben Harrett, and Deck. And then outside top 10, you got Johannes, Okeke, Mike, Robin, Corey on his return. Disastrous, but he'll be on his way back up, surely. Baza, and then the three drivers who didn't settle that time being Gareth, Jack Craig, and Leroy Hasselager. Corey and Ben Shaw are supercharged this evening, which should be fascinating. Right, as we know, no one watches qualifying, so I think we can just forget the last 15 minutes have happened. We've got to go full professional mode for this now.
Well, before we do, shall we advise the viewers of our dislike to the new qualifying system? We complained
Yes.
last week, didn't we?
We did. Essentially, it's so... I like the dual system, let's be absolutely clear. We like the dual system, but it's everyone going out in groups of 4. But they don't go out in a group of 4. They go out whenever they feel like in a 4-minute window, which is very different. Because it means you could still have, like... You could have up to 8 cars essentially setting a qualifying lap at the same time, and that's just a bit irritating. So we've lobbied for the old system from season 2 to 11 to come back, where everyone just has their own slot, and we can just, put duels in there. Make our lives easier.
Sometimes there's an old saying where it's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I think the qualifying is the one thing that this league had right over anything else. We loved it. I mean, I was the first one to change it. It sort of kept its similar-ish form to what it was, and then it's been completely revamped this season. You and I own, we hate it, and Gareth and Ben are well aware, and hopefully this is the last time we see it.
I think what we've said is that we'll deal with it this season, but if they wouldn't mind just changing it for next season. I think it's not the hardest thing to follow in the world, but it's just as you say. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, I'm going to use a word. I don't even know if it's the right word, but it's conjunctive.
Do you know what? It sounds like a mature word.
That sounds, yeah. I'll tell you what. Should I Google what that means?
We've got time, yeah. Let's have a look.
Conjunctive. It means relating to or forming a connection or combination of things. That will do. It is now time to be professional.
Yeah. So that's qualified out of the way. I mean, Tony loves this new system. I mean, he seems to have really grasped it, even though he never ends up doing well in the races. He always has decent qualifying. If he were qualifying right at the end of qualifying, like the rest, he'd probably been on pole by a lot more than he was. As we sit on the grid, looking at all these throwback liveries. it is nice to see everyone running different colours. But yeah, Ben Shaw. I mean, when's this actually from then? Because he must be referencing a particular livery. Because his notes here say it's just a former winning liveries. But which one? Did he win his season 8 title in these colours?
Who are you talking about, Ben Shaw?
Yeah. This must be the Vegas colours, right?
Well, it wouldn't take too long to find a picture of that car, because it is all over on Christmas greeting cards.
It is indeed.
But yeah, it does remind me somewhat of that famous December night in Las Vegas. I think that is the one.
Of course, one in America, where we are this evening. He likes America. It's a decent qualifying as well, P4. Seems a bit more on the pace this week than he has been elsewhere this season. Had a good race in the Monza Sprint, where he was leading for a lot of it before he went off at the Parabolica on the penultimate lap. I think to try and nick DRS, but he went too far off and accidentally cost himself the win. So he's shown flashes of potential this season. And in the championship, he currently sits in P1, 2, 3, 7, right behind Ben Harrett. So, I mean, that's a bit of an unusual one, to see Ben Harrett ahead of Ben Shaw. Again, particularly after how badly last season went for Ben Shaw, or Ben Harrett, who sits in P9 on the grid today. So again, form continuing, but that is Ben Harrett, who has used a supercharger, which Ben Shaw, of course, gets to use tonight. Tony, around the final corner, he's not going to be the first to get to the grid. He's letting Arnaud take charge on medium compound tyres, but on the inside of the grid. That should be interesting to see, because if you want to be on the inside here, you can throw it up the inside. So Tony's going to have to take full advantage of these softs and pull across to the left. He was trying to do that, but he's gone too far across his grid slot here, and he's been pushed back. So Arnaud...
Pardon me.
Arnaud that little bit closer to Tony, and this should be a fascinating run up towards turn 1. Casper's got his car pointing to the inside. That's what Tony was trying to do. Leroy, he just wants to park it on the grid, and he's done so, as has Jack Craig, and we are ready to go here at the Circuit of the Americas. This should be a fascinating run up the hill to turn 1, and here we go. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing. And what a start from Casper. Straight through the middle and into the lead. He pointed his car to the inside, and that is one of the best starts you will ever see in Jackocar. Is he going to keep the lead, though? We're going to go side by side with Tony getting a great exit out of turn 1. And through to the S section we go. Is Casper going to keep his nose in? Oh, they nearly touch. And Casper has to back out of it. Wow, what a start.
Fantastic stuff. Really, really good to watch. You know, my monitors, I've got a double delay, so I've watched that start 3 times, and it gets better every time you watch it. Fantastic stuff from Tony Kirkpatrick, who retains the lead on the run down to what is turn 11.
It's the back of the grid. He's also got Baza catching up on him. He's the only driver. Got a few cars jinking out actually on the back straight. But yeah, I mean, that was just perfect. We were saying that about Casper, where he pointed his car. He wouldn't have been able to believe his luck when he was able to sneak through the middle of the pair of them. But that exit out of turn 1 from Tony was incredible. But Arnaud, I mean, yeah, he must have felt like he had on that starting grid, and he should have been able to throw it up the inside.
Oh, Casper wide.
He's gone wide, you're right. And we've seen issues there all through qualifying, and now Casper is back where he started. He may even fall behind Jake O'Sullivan, who's now running alongside him up towards turn 1. They nearly touch. Look at that again, as Jake tries to leave as little room as possible, but doesn't throw the car up the inside. Will Ben Shaw be able to do anything about it? No, he's had a little twitch through turn 1 as Jamie Griffiths runs behind him in P6. Johannes in 7th. Chris waits it. Corey already up to 9th. Look at that. Where's he come from?
Welcome back.
We've seen none of his first lap, but he's had an absolutely brilliant run at it. I'm trying to see if he's got front wing. He has got front wing damage and all that, so there must have been a lot going on as we see Johannes all over the back of who's that? That's Jamie Griffiths. A lot of drivers losing the rear end round here. I'm wondering what's causing that, as Johannes goes very deep on the brakes. That's never going to work, is it? Surely not.
It might.
It might have, you know. I can't believe it. He's going to have DRS as well. How do he make that stick? As Arnaud goes up through the inside and takes the lead against Tony. Will he get it slowed down? Yes, he will. And Arnold, who was second on the grid, fell to third. He's now back into the lead that he should have maybe had into turn 1 in the first place because he was in a great position on that grid. He's taken advantage on only lap 2. And we've already seen 3 different leaders.
Already. And of course, I'll bring up that old stat that I keep mentioning. Arnaud is 3 leading laps away from lap lead number 1000. This one you're watching will be number 998, more than anybody else. The next closest to him is Jake O'Sullivan, who sits on 612. Lap 3 here in Texas.
And Arnold has already got a second over Tony, who did have DRS up the hill, but he might not have it by the time he gets to the next DRS detection point. Arnold's really on it, as Sully, I think, has had an issue and has fallen down into 17th. He's having a difficult time. Corey and Chris Waits, they were battling in the last section on the last lap. They both have front right end plate damage. And, yeah, having a good battle. But Corey, wide goes. Yeah, that's Jimmy Griffiths, yeah. And that puts Corey up to 7th. So Corey, despite the damage, he's getting the moves done. And Chris Waits now gets a penalty.
Yep, the front wing is not affecting him, as you say. This is something we've seen of Corey before, though. He doesn't mind a little bit of damage. He can deal with it as he snaps out of turn 11. But he's showing he hasn't lost any pace over the winter. Back up to P7, and look at the top 7 we've got once again, Owen. Arguably the 7 best full-timers in the league. I'll leave that one to you.
Well, we've certainly got... Yeah, I'd go with that, yeah.
We need Sullivan to make it a top 8.
Possibly Sullivan to go top 8, yeah. Yeah, we'll go with 7 of our top 8, and then, yeah, I'd go with that. Second in the race is now Casper, by the way. He got past Tony. Oh, anymore! Wow, what a slide! And he's held it, and no one's hit him. Wow. Unbelievable. And straight into the pits go Tony and Jake. They've seen that happen to Casper's sauce, and they're thinking, I am not having any of that. I am straight into the pits. And Casper stays out, and he won't believe his luck that he's still in this race. But those soft compound tyres, they are horrible. They look horrible. Tony onto hards, Jake onto mediums. Wow. I cannot believe that. Casper, who will be running around with even hotter rear tyres now, though, is the issue. So, I mean, he's susceptible to this happening a little bit more often. And that's why Ben Shaw is just running away from him at the minute. Will Casper be able to get into DRS? Oh, he has another big slide. And he's going to have to be in the pits this lap. This is unsustainable. They're already 3 seconds behind Arnold, who probably won't be able to believe his luck. Sat out front, having all the drama happening behind him. Ben Shaw as well, second place. If he can keep these tyres alive, he could be on for a massive haul of points. Just wanted to mention, by the way...
Casper, he's still going to make a move, though.
Casper, wow, yeah, he has gone for the move.
Oh, spin.
Spin?
Half spin.
Yeah, I can't believe the car is still pointing in the right direction. I really can't believe it's still pointing in the right direction. This will be frustrating, Ben. Because he can't do anything to get back past. Yeah. Unless Casper goes wide, which he has. Good exit from Ben. But let's see if Casper holds it this time. He's not looking good.
For Arnold de Grief. This, by the way, folks, is going to be the 1000th lap led for Arnold de Grief in Jackocar. There it is. 4 figures. Unbelievable stuff from the Belgian.
As we
big old deal.
And look at that. Casper really is just driving the wheels off it. But the problem is, well, the wheels are already off it. So I just don't know what he's going to do here. He's so slow. And let's say Ben Shaw will be so frustrated he has to sit back and follow this. But the undercut that we'll be seeing for Tony and for Jake, saying actually on Jake, he's still all over the back of Tony as Johannes battles with Gareth Hull. Johannes isn't a million miles away, 1.6 seconds behind Jake. The undercut these guys are going to be getting on Casper, they could all come out fighting for second place, and Casper could find himself being shunted down the grid here because Ben Shaw will pass him. Yeah, he will pass him. He's too slow, Casper, to be able to hold on to this. But again in Qatar, we saw he had good straight line speed. The same again here. And will Ben Shaw be able to get the move done? Casper keeps his nose in, still keeps the car alongside, but he's going to have no grip now. And I think Ben Shaw's got it. It looked like Casper was going to have a great run actually for the next corner, but unless he throws it up the inside again, I think this is it. He keeps looking, doesn't he? He does keep looking. He's trying his best, is Casper, but yeah, I think you're right. It's job done now. And Tony and Jake, they are still pushing each other around the track. Will Jake go for a move anytime soon? He's almost got the same problem where he's on faster tyres. He just needs to get past the car in front of him. And Tony, who was so good in qualifying, looks to have no pace at the moment. Casper stays out again.
Tony, though. He does fade away, doesn't he, Tony, in the races sometimes, and then he comes back and somehow ends up on the podium. Don't ever rule him out, but Jake O'Sullivan certainly having his moment at the early point of this race as we see Jamie Griffiths pit from P7. Corey Dalton, by the way, he's P4. Here comes Jake O'Sullivan up to turn 1. Not this time. He'll go another lap, maybe wait till the DRS at the end of turn 11. But yeah, it's unfolding nicely here.
This is a Tony Kirkpatrick who, despite his qualifying pace, as you say, Jacko, you're right, he does fade in the race. Only P8 in the championship.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Behind the two Bairns, behind Sullivan Lewis, behind Johannes, nowhere near the front. He's got less than half of the points that Jake O'Sullivan, the man chasing him, has at the moment. So, yeah, he could do with getting a morale-boosting win, couldn't he? And he certainly should have the pace for it, but yeah, doesn't look like he does tonight. But we'll see how this all plays out. He's on the hards, of course, so that won't be helping his pace. And I wonder if we'll see everyone running him at some point. I'm also wondering if these clouds that are accumulating around the track may carry some rain. What do you think, Jacko? It's getting pretty cloudy to me.
It's getting awfully overcast, isn't it? Maybe we'll be teased with a sprinkling of water at the end of it.
Casper's gone.
Flying.
It's happened again.
It is Casper.
And this is going to be more difficult to recover as he reverses back onto the track. Riding on board with Leroy, you can see the problem. And Tony as well is going to catch right up to the back, and he's going to have to slam on the brakes. And he can't go inside because that'll be the pit lane for Casper. And that slowed these guys down a little bit. And Jake, will this give him the opportunity to make the overtake? He's closer than he's been before. Ben Shaw's in the pits, by the way. These guys are ahead. And Jake O'Sullivan's going for the move on Tony. I think that's net second place. And he's got the move done. Ben Shaw behind a lot of them. Behind Johannes, behind Tony, behind Jake, who's still trying to come back. But I think Jake will be able to pull away here. I think he'll be delighted to get that move done. As Arnold sits out front with a 15-second lead over Chris Waits. Obviously, that's not quite representative, but I wouldn't be at all surprised to see his lead being 5 seconds plus by the time he does come out of the pits. He's looked rapid tonight. Arnold chasing what would be win number 23, and you speak of the morale-boosting win that Tony needs. Last time he won, Mexico last season. It made him champion in Jackocar for season 12. Yellow flag, so Owen. Once again, it's a yellow car, which I believe is Robin Border. Indeed.
David Coulthard machine. He has recovered it.
It's been in the wall, that's been in the wall, hasn't it?
Oh, yes, it has, yeah.
Not enough damage. Not enough damage being at a safety car. Fortunately, if your name is Arnold, of course, that's very fortunate. If your name's Arnold, that would ruin his race. Actually, that's a good point, actually, yeah. He really ought to be pitting, just in case he gets done by a safety car. You can't pit under a safety car and have it be mandatory, remember, as everyone gets themselves past Leroy Hasselagger, not putting up much of a fight. Probably the right thing to do, not affecting the race too much. It's fun to happen at the end of the race, but at this early stage, just stay out of it, to be honest. And he has done.
Arnold is clear. Arnold is clear. Jake only just round the final turn. Look at this for a lead. Fantastic.
Not even in the camera shot. As he
and
comes
here comes
out of the
Tony
pits.
back on Jake into turn 1. Gets it slowed down, gets it turned in, but Jake will come back underneath him and retains P2 somehow. But Arnold will be liking that as he warms these tyres. A 3.5 second lead on lap 8.
Jake has picked up front right end plate damage. I don't know if he's had this the whole race, but just noticing it now, I wonder when that's happened, because it would explain why Tony's suddenly back on him. Because it looked to me, all the world, that Jake could be able to pull away a little bit here, and he's closed the gap a little bit to Arnold from the undercut. So, is this recent damage?
I didn't see anything last time by, I must admit. But yeah, he's certainly the issues with Casper has ruined Jake's charge along with that end plate damage, because It wasn't 3.5 seconds when Arnaud, or when he pitted behind Arnaud. Tony, in fact, back up to P2.
Easy
They're
move.
still fighting.
Yeah, I wonder if this is what maybe happened. I wasn't watching them on the last lap, you see, so I wonder if maybe something like that's happened where Tony's got back past in DRS and they've come together in this section. But either way, Jake O'Sullivan not looking as strong as he was. This is getting very cloudy, very, very overcast. So keep your eye out for some rain here. I think this could rain. We're only 8 laps into this race. This weather is deteriorating quickly.
I'll tell you what, Owen, something that we sort of skimmed over as well is Johannes on merit in P4. He's come from nowhere.
Yeah.
Having a very good race in this battle.
He was hanging on well. He's now part of it and could be very much on for a podium place. He's the highest point scorer of the drivers who aren't automatically qualified for the playoffs, so maybe we shouldn't be surprised to see him up there. But nice nonetheless to see him as Mike Kelterborn had an issue. Oh, hello, look at this. A lot of battling going on at turn 1 here. We've got Casper, Chris Waits, Mike Kelterborn and Corey Dalton all within a second of each other.
Oh, wow!
Wow! Mike Kelterborn.
Mike didn't want any of that. And I don't think Chris Waits wants any of it, does he? As Corey sniffs up the inside.
That's a heart attack right there, isn't it? Oh, wow. How have we still got 19 drivers in this race? And if I jinx it, I jinx it. But my God, the amount of near misses we've had in this race already. Unbelievable. I was looking at another battle with Robin and Gareth, Jack Craig, OKK. They're all sort of a train of cars because of the damage on Robin's car. So we could see this same sort of scenario that we just saw take place at turn 1 happen again. As Corey, wheel to wheel and maybe going a little bit too deep against Chris Waits. This must be round 4 or 5 of these guys today. They've been all over each other during this race. And a little slide for Corey on the exit. That might give Chris the chance to cut back to the inside. He's gone too deep, surely. And here comes Corey Dalton back at him. And this is a great battle between these two. Corey's come out on top for now.
And they
but this might not be the last of it.
Damage.
It's the same end plate,
I don't
haven't
know if
they?
you saw that on Chris, yeah. The same end plate Corey we know about. But I don't know where Chris has picked his damage up from. But yeah, both fighting with the same damage as they come round to complete another lap. Then Arnaud still out front, holding on to that 3-second lead.
This is getting good.
It's Tony holding on from Jake.
This is getting good at the back. This is Robin. He had an attack, a big attack from Gareth Hall. Didn't pay off. Ben Harrod's ahead of us, isn't he? Jack Craig and Michael Okeke were just trying to find some sort of gap to get back through. As what have you done? What have you done?
Safety car this time.
How did he do that? We got the angle I was watching there. He put the DRS on, did Michael Okeke. The rear end went, and he just seemed to keep his foot down. I'm half tempted to say something's gone wrong there with his... Does he run a controller or does he run a rig?
His wheel.
His wheel. I wonder if his wheels had a problem there. That... You know, I know we always
loosey-goosey, wasn't
we'll
he?
always joke about Michael Okeke's habit for crashing, but even for his standards, that was unusual.
His standards. I'll say it again, Owen. You're so rude.
Well, yes.
but yeah, no, very odd accident, I must admit. It gives us a chance, though, to catch a breather, because that was exhilarating. Good racing up to the end of lap 10.
I'm just looking as well. Everyone bar Mike Kelterborn has made a pit stop, so poor Mike. That's put his race in a little bit of peril as we see Jake O'Sullivan taking the opportunity to come in and change his front wing. And yeah, the reason he's doing this is because he's got a big enough gap over Jamie Griffiths in 6th place to be able to hopefully, for his sake, come out in 5th. He's going to put on some soft compound tyres as well. Is that for a sprint to get to potential rain? That could be what this is, couldn't it? Put some softs on.
That'll damage, isn't it?
Well, let's see. Did he actually fix the front wing? He did. So he's fixed the front wing. He's actually behind Jimmy Griffiths, but you know, P6 still worth it, I think. Everyone behind him is pitting as well, probably to also fix damage. But are we seeing last gas pit stops to get some fresh tyres on before potential rain, or are we saying to put fresh tyres on to prepare for the second mandatory stop? I mean, I suppose it doesn't really matter, does it? It's just a sprint to get to the next pit stop, whether it be wet or dry.
Yeah, but it's going to be awfully exciting. You've got the brave boys in the top 5 all staying out on their old tyres, and then a load of fast gentlemen behind them, well, basically Jake down to, I think, Chris Waits. Although they're still pitting further back, actually, so yeah. Everybody will be on the lead lap, and the top 5 are going to have to hold on to this potential rain.
This is the one thing I do like. Not that I don't like the system, but this is the one thing I really particularly like about the not being able to make a mandatory stop on the safety car. You really do have to think about it when the safety car comes out, because if you're the leader and you've got no damage or whatever, you sort of have to stay out, whereas everyone behind you can take a bit of a risk and stick some fresh tyres on. We saw it in Vegas, how much chaos that sort of scenario caused, but what we're left with is the top 5 out there. Ben Harrett has gained a lot of places. Jack Craig's gained a lot of places. Everyone else has put new tyres on, taking a risk. And they're going to have to go hyper-aggressive now.
Yeah,
so this should be brilliant.
It's the right mix as well. Like that top 4, very, very fast with the old tyres. Jamie Griffiths in the mix as well. Just add a spice, a sprinkling of spice, if you will. And then the aggressive likes of Jake and Casper, Ben Harrett, Corey Dalton from P9. Oh, it's did we need it? We didn't need it, but it's going to add to what we had. Very, very exciting race that is unfolding in front of us here. And we were talking, Owen, beforehand, weren't we? Texas, it's one of those, could go either way, even for Jackocar, but this one is very, very good so far.
I'd just like to say something very quickly. Just as some of you may know, One Hub Racing returns on Sunday, and I will be racing in it alongside this man, Arnaud de Grief. He's my teammate this season. We've just been confirmed as the Alpine drivers, so if you, for some reason he's done that during Jackocar, could they not have waited until we were finished? But anyway, yeah, if you're watching One Hub P1 on Sunday, you'll see myself and Arnaud fighting out for the Alpine team. Just thought I'd mention that, because obviously Arnaud doesn't know if he's got his contract or not yet.
Are we allowed to plug One Hub?
Well, we're both racing in it. I wouldn't go as far as I wouldn't go as far as calling us sister leagues, but I mean, it's all the same.
Definitely not.
It's all the same people, isn't it? Sort of.
When I was in One Hub in the Discords and whatnot, I used to plug Jackocar all the time, and I'd never give them anything back, like here to them. Such is the way I am.
I think the trade-off was letting Nick race in purple, wasn't it?
Yes, something like that. Nick, of course, one-time race winner here. That famous, was it Brazil? He did it.
It's so famous, I don't remember.
Check.
I think you might be right.
It was Brazil, season 10, race number 163.
Speaking of which, race 205 since P19's last win. Can't win this one. Not here.
No, so it will go to 206. But by the way, Pete Knighton, because of his absence last week, he dropped to 5th in the all-time starts. So the top 4 now are Yuri Haselager on 257. This includes Kia races. Michael Okeke, 237. Mike Kelterborn, 222. Sullivan Lewis, 210. And if you add 1 to all of those, that includes this race you're watching now. Pete Knighton, 209. And the rest of the top 10, Barry Baldwin, Jess Ball, Ben Harrett, Ben Shaw, and Jake O'Sullivan.
And it's a good thing Corey asked how the supercharger works in the Discord chat before the race, because he wasn't aware that he couldn't one-stop. He's now fully aware that it's double points and you do the same 2 stalls, so he won't get this wrong. Because we don't like seeing people forget the rules, unless it's Casper. It's funny when it's him, or Deck as well. But
Deck especially, he's
Deck
the best.
especially. But I think for Corey's first race back, the last thing he needs to do is break the rules again. Did you see the graph? I don't know who actually made the graphic. Did you see the graphic for Corey's return?
I did. That was very good.
It's a good graphic, that, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is what happens when I relinquish the ownership and give other people jobs.
Yeah. They're thriving at the moment. I bet Corey's
Yeah.
delighted to have a graphic of that made of him.
Maybe, but we should do some advertising and actually plug the Jackocar Instagram, because we've not done that yet. And the Instagram's actually very good.
Is it? I don't have Instagram. I wouldn't even know.
Do you not?
No, I don't like it.
I did.
I'm on Twitter because that's where all the league racing chats were, and now I still have it for the memes and stuff. I have Discord because I have to. I have Facebook because I have my parents on there, and the rest I just don't need. Yeah.
Fair play. Well,
yeah.
with that insight into Owen Wyatt's life,
it doesn't get you interested.
Yeah. Anyway,
moving on.
Back to what we're here for. Lap 13. So not quite halfway. We will be very shortly. Arnaud de Grief has led every single lap bar one. He's now a 1,000 plus laps led in Jackocar, hunting down race win number 23. But he's on old tyres, and so are the 4 cars behind him. Get ready for the second half. This is going to be fun. Owen Wyatt.
Looks like the track that had been clouding over is starting to brighten up a little bit, so maybe this will stay dry. So this will be a sprint to the next stop for dry compound tyres, which begins now. Arnaud with a very good restart. I'd be surprised if anyone can do anything to him. He's on the best tyres off the top 5. We think he's probably the fastest of the top 5, and wide goes Tony out of turn 1. That was a proper tank slapper he had there coming out, so that's not helped his case, and it's got Johannes right on the back of him. In fact, it's got that whole train of cars on the back of him. He'll be very much looking in the mirrors. I see some side-by-side already as Jake gets himself past Jimmy Griffiths, but he got a penalty in the process. Casper is back in play a little bit, but he's now got a penalty too.
Penalty.
And he cut the next corner after as well. Oh, up the inside of Jimmy Griffiths, and Jimmy did well to see that coming, because that would have been an airplane crash, not for the first time this season for Casper. So, geez, that was close. Did you see that?
I missed it, but I did watch it back on stream. That was close. By the way, Ben Shaw's been done by Jake O'Sullivan. He's flying on the restart, and so is Johannes as they head down to turn 12 then. Oh, big move from Ben Shaw. And well deep.
That's put Jake O'Sullivan in a little bit of freer air, at least behind him anyway. But he's got Casper to deal with next. Casper, who's now no longer on the soft compound tyres. He's probably delighted as he thought about it. Tony again is just so slow. I mean, it makes his life so much more difficult now being on the oldest tyre out there, doesn't it? So, and the hardest compound. So this is a nightmare for him. As Chris Waits appears to be holding a sort of second train of cars as into the pits comes Johannes, which is an interesting call. But I suppose it gets him out of the danger zone. This could be a good undercut. Actually, this could be a good undercut because the guys he's racing are effectively all the guys who didn't pit under that safety car anyway, so this should work out for him, actually.
Yeah, I said to you earlier, watch out for him as he snuck his way back into the top 4. He just pitted from P3. Is there a better outcome for him to come later on in this race? P2, P1? By the way, Ben Harrett penalty you just seen come up. Corey did successfully negotiate his way around him without putting him into a wall this time.
That's nicer, isn't it?
Yes, throwback to Mexico last season, which meant Corey had his 4-race ban and lost another championship.
Here comes Jake.
How many goes has he had at it?
It's had a fair few, hasn't he?
5 attempts with no return.
Oh, well done by Jake there to see Casper diving up his inside. I thought that was going to be another potential accident there, but Tony's been done by 2 cars in one go there. And oh, Jesus, Casper! I tell you what, he's leaving it all on the line today. That could have been another heavy piece of contact. And Casper, he's trying to get his own back, I suppose, for his own mistakes, really. He's just trying as hard as he can to get back into it. And he's certainly given it a good go. And Tony sensibly, I think, gets himself into the pit lane. But I think it's too late to have any thoughts about still being ahead of Johannes. He's in 6 seconds of clear air. He should be clear of Johannes. So Tony, or it should be clear of Tony. So he's in the pits. We've also got a couple of others in the pits. Mike Kelterborn, we've got Ben Harrett. And Corey Dalton, I think, has just got past Ben Shaw as well out there on the track. Chris Waits and Jamie Griffiths were also battling. And Jake O'Sullivan, in theory here, should be able to catch up to Arnaud. He's dragging Casper along with him. This should be interesting. When will Arnaud decide to pit? Will also be interesting. Obviously, he's on slightly newer tyres than the guys around him, although they've already been starting to pit, haven't they? Ben Shaw stayed out, Jimmy Griffiths stayed out, and they're nowhere near him anymore. That just shows how quick he is. Johannes is nearly 2 seconds ahead of Tony, by the way. That's what the undercut's done there. But here comes Casper. He's going to get past. Down the inside. Nice move on Jake O'Sullivan. Almost went wide on the exit. That will have lost him a couple of tenths there. But he's now able to see the race leader in front of him. Can he get himself into DRS range? He might not want to push too hard through the triple right-hander. That's where his race fell apart earlier on. But he's very much back in the running now. What a comeback this has been. That safety car has come at a fantastic time for him.
And they're all going through phases, you've noticed, in this race, haven't they? Jake's been fast. Tony was obviously fast at the start. Casper is fast now. Arnaud was fast as Jake pits. So yeah, they're all having their moment as Jake nearly locks up into the bloody pit lane. That would have been massive. Fastest lap from Casper. He's back in the running and inside a second of the race lead. Those fresh tyres doing him wonders, but when does Arnaud pit? As we are now 11 laps to go here in Texas, in Austin.
Yeah, Arnaud can't wait too long here because Johannes will undercut him if he takes too long. I'm watching the fight for 5th place at the minute. I don't know if you've been seeing this, Jacko. This is fantastic. Say fight for 5th. Maybe still the fight for 4th. I think Gareth is trying to get away. He got himself past Robin, so we'll say fight for 4th for now. But I think Robin's the one under more pressure. Those soft tyres will be screaming. They will need to be taken off that car probably at the end of this lap. But Robin, who's been fighting absolutely tooth and nail here just to hold on to any position he can.
Sullivan.
As Sullivan goes wide, he's doing a good job here. Is Robin? Every time we've seen him, he's been going for it. Baza as well is holding up Johannes and Jake, who's behind him. So. Oh, big moment. And this is going to make for an interesting back straight because that'll have held up Johannes. And if I'm Jake, I'm thinking of getting 2 in 1. And I tell you what, Baz didn't know where to put his car there. Oh my goodness, they nearly touched. Did the 2 green cars on the back straight. But Johannes has done well to survive that. And Jake gets through as well. But will that have cost Johannes enough time, and Jake in that case, enough time to stop them from losing out to Arnaud? Or to stop Arnaud from losing out to them. This battle
Garrett's lost 2 places on this lap, by the way. Sullivan now up to P4.
I saw the positions change. Yeah, I wonder. Bit of DRS and possibly Robin's tyres going. He's into the pits. Arnaud stayed out again. Casper's in his DRS. I mean, is Arnaud going to go for softs at the end? I suppose he could. But we've seen that they're a little bit risky.
I think that little hold-up from Baza might well cost Johannes this race. I did like his attempt to undercut early doors, but
Jake's got him.
He's been helped out by a Welshman.
Jake's got him, but he's got a free setting penalty, remember. But Jake now has the track position, and Ben Shaw is ahead of Tony. Now this is important because if Ben can get himself onto the back of this train here, remember he's a supercharged driver. So there could be a massive points haul on this for him. He's on great tyres at the moment. And if we even get one more
flying as well, look at him.
If we get one more safety car, Ben Shaw could still nick this win. If he can get himself past Johannes, they'll all be in and around where Arnaud is, and Casper's got the penalty. Could Ben Shaw be on for a massive 70-point haul and a ticket to the playoffs? What a story that would be for him to win the first supercharged race. You know, his big new rule, and he'd be the first to win. Yeah, he'd be the first to win with it. We'll hold out on that one for now, but Arnaud is still going.
By the way, that would be race win number 15 for Ben Shaw should he convert it. But it is 10 laps to go in Austin. And 10 laps where anything can happen. Pit stops still to come. Casper trails Arnaud. Both of these still need to pit. Corey Dalton needs to pit. Sullivan Lewis, he needs to pit. He's not really in this fight, is he? But yeah, Ben Shaw, Johannes, Jake O'Sullivan, that battle for P7. Fastest lap. I told you he was flying.
He is so
flying.
fast. Is Ben Shaw.
As Jamie Griffiths makes a move on Bazza before turn 1, that was nice and easy. But yeah, Ben Shaw, keep your eye on the Season 8 champion.
Oh, what a win this would be. And look at what they're about to catch up on as well. We've got we've got Gareth Hull, we've got Chris Waits. This is Shades of Monza. I'm fascinated to see what happens here.
Here we go. Strap in, everybody. Jake already on the back of Deck. And you know Deck doesn't make things easy. Oh, wow. Turn 11. Did they get it slowed down? Yes, they do. But Johannes will be held up.
Good driving there from Jake. Will he now be able to get past Gareth Hull? He's a long way behind. This will be difficult. I don't think he will. Deck is pouncing on him. Oh, and round the outside goes Johannes. He's gone a little bit wide. And here's Ben Shaw. He's arrived. And Johannes, he fought about another little look there on Deck. This is slowing this lot all right down. Dive bombs are going to have to start happening. Oh no! Johannes hits the back. He hits the back of Deck. He's broke his front wing. And we still got Ben Shaw behind him. He'll get past now. And Casper's into the pits. Arnold still stays out again.
It's unbelievable. Great driving from Ben Shaw, by the way. He knew what Johannes was doing, and he was able to survive the wing damage of Johannes's car coming across the front of the Shaw machine. And that Ben Shaw definitely benefiting as he's now going to get Deck on the run up to turn. Arnold, he's gone on another lap. He's led 19 laps in this race, but Ben Shaw still the man to watch then with Jake O'Sullivan's penalty. Corey Dalton still out there too.
Absolutely massive moment.
Happening.
Absolutely massive moment in this race. Casper has, as you say, come out ahead of this lot. And in that case, he'll surely come out ahead of Arnold as well. Of course, he has a penalty, but if he can make a gap here, Casper could take a fantastic win, considering where he was earlier in this race.
Arnold has to pit this time by Owen, I think, otherwise he's going to lose it
Oh
all.
no, we've got a Deck into the back of Johannes. Sorry to interrupt, that's taken Tony's front wing off. He also got involved. It's all going on then, it's all Deck again. Here comes Tony, he's going to get 2 cars in one go. Yes, he will. What a race. Oh, more contact. And wide, go to pair. Deck's going to come back at them. Oh wow, Johannes from Tony, from Deck. Arnold's just going and going and going. If he gets a safety car, he's in massive trouble. It's such a big risk he's taking right now. But, I mean, it'll pay off if he gets on new tyres. But this is so risky with the way these guys are racing out here. All it takes for one car in the wall, and this race is absolutely flipped on its head. And we worried that this would be a boring race, didn't we? We worried about this race.
we were concerned, but yeah, as we come on to lap 20, I'm on board Ben Shaw. I don't know about you. He's up to P5. It's not job done yet. He's still working hard at it, but it all depends on what Arnold does. And the worrying thing it's constantly playing on in my mind is the yellow flags continue to fly. I know there's no action in terms of cars around and damage on track, but it just teases safety car in my eyes. And there's 7 laps to go. Anything can still happen. But yeah, Ben Shaw, Jake O'Sullivan, Casper Klein, Corey Dalton, Arnold de Grief. What a top 5 we have.
Safety car's out.
Surely.
Safety car's out, Jacko. The safety car is out. I have no idea why, but the safety car is
from
out.
Arnold.
Absolutely.
He's weaving.
It's what we were saying. You risk a safety car. I just don't know why it's come out. But this
he had to pit that time by and he didn't. I called it.
Terrible news for Arnold. It's even worse news for Corey because this is a supercharged result that he's going to be wasting, is it? It is, because he hasn't made a second stop yet. Ben Shaw, he's got no damage. The 2 cars behind him do have damage. He's running around with no penalties. So, if he can stay within 3 seconds of Casper, who is now the net race leader, and Jake, I mean, this is interesting.
Arnold's contemplating a stop. Arnold pits just to have the tyre advantage on the restart.
Might as well.
I respect the move.
Might as well.
Oh, leads another lap as well. That's 20 laps led today, but all for nothing. It may well be.
Wow, what a race! So, this absolutely is the biggest chance we've seen so far. Then for a supercharger to win a race in Jackocar, and Ben Shaw will know how big this chance is. If he stays penalty free, anything can happen. Jake O'Sullivan smells a victory as well. He'll be wanting to get after Casper, who does have very good tyres out there, it has to be said. Arnold's held on to the lead, so he should be able to just drive off on the restart. Or will he play games? Corey may try and play games. He's in 5th place. That's a very, very interesting place to find himself.
By the way, Ben Shaw, just the one warning to his name so far, and he got that on lap 1.
Johannes and Tony have decided to fix their front wings. They are going to go aggressive on this restart as well. And this could open the floodgates to even more pit stops. This is fascinating. Jamie Griffiths is sitting in an FP4 at the moment, which is a great result for him if he can get it. We mentioned Robin and how he just kept in this race. Oh, idiot. He's gone and... we were watching him as he did it. He just cut the S's onto safety car.
This race, yeah.
Still is. But, yeah, I mean, he finds himself in the top 10 from nowhere. So, wow. Just wow. What a finish we have got lined up here. So many on new softs. And the two guys at the front, the two main guys at the front, with penalties. Are they both 3 seconds? Let's have a look.
Yeah, they are.
They're both 3 seconds. Okay. Baz has a drive-through for speeding, by the way, and Ben Harrett and Robin are doing ones with 6 seconds. The rest of the penalties you see on screen are 3-second penalties. Jeez, I'm so excited for this. I tell you what,
this is
Vegas and Kota, they've given us some right good races this season.
Yeah, it's we don't use these words too often, but this is turning into one of the Jackocar classics, one of the races, one of those that we talk about in seasons to come. It's certainly up there, and it's not even been full of carnage, so to speak. It's just been great racing. It's been little bits of contact here and there, and one of the best esports performances you will see by any field in that world. Casper dummies a pit stop, by the way. But I always say it, Owen, these are the best esports drivers in the world for the simple reason they race on sim.
I tell you what, this whole race, remember, I'm just thinking about Casper being in this position. This race all started with Casper making that unbelievable launch off the line and getting through the middle of Arnold and Tony. I mean, he's had one of the most entertaining races you could ever have, hasn't he? Because he ended up in the wall not long after that, after saving a massive slide. Got lucky with that first safety car. I got him back in play, but he made his own luck because he made a pit stop in there, took those fresh tyres, pushed up to Arnold, made the aggressive pit stop, and has now got himself in position to maybe try and take this victory. And this would be, he did win last week, didn't he? So this would be a back-to-back victory, which we haven't seen for over a season, have we? That's another thing to factor into this. Very rarely happens these days.
Last back-to-back victory, I'm looking on the stats, I can tell you, was Jake O'Sullivan, season 11, Canada, and then the United States. That's races 184 and 185, so that's, 18 races ago.
20 races? 21 races?
Yeah.
Something like that.
21, something like that. By the way, news in from Jack Craig, he says he hit the safety car, the wall of the, not the safety car, the wall of the pit lane at the final corner, and that's what brought out the safety car.
Okay. That'll be why he's last then.
Yeah.
So, I'm interested that Casper's pushing alongside Arnold all the time.
I've noticed this, yeah.
This is a very Verstappen thing to do, this. Obviously running a Verstappen car, a Verstappen helmet. It's like watching the real thing, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure it's against the rules as well.
He's doing it to fit with the livery though, isn't he?
Yeah,
Ben Shaw's doing it. Ben Shaw's got a Verstappen helmet on as well, so if we're going to try and throw the book at someone, you'll go a long way to get Ben in trouble for it. But yeah, 5 laps to go here in the Circuit of the Americas. In a season where we introduced sprint races for the first time, we've got effectively another one. 5 laps to decide this race. Arnold and Corey have to make another stop, but Corey will be certainly fascinating to watch. In 5th place, he'll have the best tyres out there. He knows he has to move forward. Arnold just has to pull away. And as he comes out of the final corner, anything can happen in Jackocar, and you're about to see it all take place now. Across the line comes Arnold. We've already seen Jamie Griffiths pull out. There was no one to overtake, just trying to see where he's at. And Corey looking to make a move as the safety car parks up in the background. And has he still got front wing damage? He still has front wing damage as Corey, so he's ran that the whole way through. That's not going to stop him pushing on. But, yeah, the main thing here, I think if you're Ben Shaw and you see Corey come out your inside, you have to let him go. Because he's still the net race leader, is Ben Shaw. Gotta remember that. If he stays within 3 seconds of Casper, he'll win this race. Oh, he's been hit! Hit up the back! Being pushed up the back by Corey Dalton. He's like, I am coming through. And he's made the move stick. Will he come to the pits on this lap, though? I mean, oh, we've got more battling going on behind as well. We've got Sully, we've got Robin, we've got Johannes, who's also on new tires. Remember, he is going to be making a massive push to try and win this race. He could be right back in this if he can get these moves done quickly. Because he should, in theory, be the fastest car on track of the guys who have a chance to win. As he's up the inside of Sullivan Lewis, who finds himself in the top 10. And is he going to keep the move going? Yes, he will. And that is done. Corey's up the inside and past Jake O'Sullivan. That's caught Ben Shaw. It's got him right back, but it's let Casper pull away. Casper's already almost got that 3-second gap. As into the pits.
Oh, now Will Pit.
Comes Arnold de Grief. So that is game over for him. All Casper has to do is keep ahead. Looks like Corey's going to go for chaos. He's staying out.
We love it, don't we? Arnold actually led that lap as well, by the way. 23 laps led today. But yeah, Casper leads. Corey P2.
Big move from Johannes.
I did tell him before the start as well. I did tell him that he cannot make a stop under safety car. Jake P3. Ben P4, Jamie Griffiths P5, fantastic drive.
That will not last. At least not yet. When Corey pits, he'll end up there. But Johannes, I thought he was going for that, and that would have been horrendous. If he gets past here, he's only 2 seconds off Ben Shaw with much faster tyres. As we have another car off, Jack Craig again has gone off. No safety car this time. That could have easily been another safety car. But Johannes, he's very quickly becoming the man to watch here, Jacko. He's flying along. He just has to make 2.4 seconds, and he'll be the man to win this race if he can just keep going.
He can do that.
He can do that.
And don't forget that all of this, I know Corey's not got to Casper yet, but Casper's starting to develop a bit of a lead here. Could he win this race still?
Oh, look at
not out of the question.
Battling here in the mid-pack. We've got Jamie Griffiths, we've got Tony, we've got Sullivan Lewis. I mean, we're banging wheels all over the place.
Wow.
Oh my goodness me. And Chris Waits, he's sort of in trouble on those hard compound tyres, unfortunately, but right around the outside in a triple right-hander. That's ridiculous from Tony. He's just got that much grip. As we lose Corey, he's gone into the pit wall, has he? He must have done. We've not got a safety car this time. Has he gone to the pit wall? A supercharged result. He's going to get no points.
I didn't see it. But up the inside, Jamie Griffiths, that's brave. But Sullivan Lewis will come right back through. Into turn 2 they come. I didn't even see Corey's car. Did you?
I couldn't see it either, but his black dot was in the pit lane entry by the looks of it, so he must have gone for the pits and got it wrong. Ben Shaw has to make this move now. I think time's running out for him. He's got 3 laps left. The gap was under 4 seconds. It's now over because he had a horrendous run for the S's. Yellow flag again. We've had an accident this time, another one, and it's Robin Border. He's gonna recover. Oh man, it's all happening. If we get a safety car now, and that's a whole front wing gone off Robin's car, so the answer to that might be we don't get one. That's
too late. Ben Shaw's made the move.
Because if we were going to get one, that would pretty much hand the win, wouldn't it, to Ben Shaw? But now he's going to make the gap himself. Let me just see how many points he'll get. Let's see how many points. I think he'll get something like 64 points if he can stay here, which is plenty enough. Like, he will get 60 just. Actually, he'll get 60. I say just. He'll get 60 points if he can finish second here. He'll get 70 if he wins. A very good day, whatever way you slice it. But Johannes wants something to say about that. He's on the back of the pair of them, and these last 2 laps could still be absolutely fascinating. They will be absolutely fascinating because here comes Jake O'Sullivan already. He's coming back at him, is he? Will he go for a move into turn 1? No, he won't. He wants to save that ARS.
Casper, by the way, is one warning away from another penalty, but he's opening the lead up to Ben Shaw, so he could well have this one in the bag. It would be race win number 19 for the Finn. But is Jake O'Sullivan going to ruin Ben Shaw's day? And what about Johannes as well? Down there in P4. It's starting to look rosy then for the Finn. Turn 11.
Spare fault for Arnaud, sat down in P11.
Oh,
It was all going so well.
so well.
He's
Penalties though.
definitely been the fastest driver out there. As you say, no penalties, so he might actually still end up in a decent sort of top 7 position, but it's not what he would have wanted. It's not what he was expecting when he was leading the race. But we said it, you got to make the pit stop, and he didn't.
Oh, what a move. Jake O'Sullivan, P2.
Straight through, and Johannes still behind the pair of them. I think this is working out brilliantly if your name's Casper, who now has 6 seconds over Ben Shaw, so he can afford another penalty, and he'd still take this back-to-back victory. So this is very quickly going to become a battle for second place between Ben Shaw and Johannes, and possibly even Tony. He's there, he's catching them, he might just get there in time.
But it's not enough then. Final corner for the penultimate time for Casper Klein, and you never guess what, guys, it's going to be 1 lap to go in Austin, Texas. Casper Klein is chasing what would be win number 19 in the Cup Series. That would put him level with the likes of Jamie Wright. It would put him ahead of Khalifa. It would put him ahead of Corey Dalton on the all-time standings. He is becoming one of the elite drivers of this league. Through the first sector he comes then in the S's. It's all worked out so well for him after that spin. He's recovered. He's done a fantastic job. And Ben Shaw's dreams of winning race number 15 slip away as Jake O'Sullivan looks to have it covered at the end of sector 1 here.
DRS is quickly slipping out of Ben's grasp here. He needs a good run through these S's. He hasn't got it. He's not got it. I don't know if he's going to get DRS here. Johannes has one chance to steal second place off Ben Shaw, and Ben's not had the best exit here either, so let's see what happens. Overtake, use of the pair of them. They're both out of DRS now, and it's all about whether Johannes can get close enough. DRS is wide open, he's closing the gap. Closing, needs to be a big dive bomb. He's not close enough, I don't think, and Ben Shaw will hold on to second place. As it stands, anyway, he'll hold on to second place. We'll see when they all cross the line, but I'd be surprised if Johannes can find anywhere to get through in this final sector. He's got a chance to dive bomb here, but he's just too far back. And we'll look at Casper Klein here, who took victory last week in Qatar and is looking very good here. He's got one more corner to go, and for a man who looked like he was out of it earlier in the race, it's going to be a spin and back-to-back win for Casper, who takes it in Kota. Brilliant performance from him, right from start to finish. Casper, from Ben, from Johannes, our top 3. Jake just hold on to P4 by 0.006, and Arnaud, thanks to his lack of penalties, ends up in 6th, ahead of Risky. Chris Waits, Deck ends up in the top 10. Jimmy Griffiths ends up in 10th, nice. Leroy, Gareth, Ben Harrett, Mike will be Bazza, Jack Craig, and sadly Robin, who was briefly up there, wasn't he? But he lost his front wing in the closing laps and had to pit. And Brave.
Oh,
no, hold
Jack
on.
Craig spinning.
Oh, Jesus. Why?
Final corner. I think he was showing off that.
Right.
He comes across the line. P16. Robin remains and the last car here in Austin. P17. What a shame for the great German. What a race, Owen. I love that.
I thought that was brilliant, yeah. Like I said, right from start to finish, that start from Casper has got to go down as the best, just flat out the best start in Jackocar history. At least the run to turn 1. I know he'd lost the lead by the time he got to turn 2, but that launch off the line was just brilliant.
Absolutely insane, wasn't it? And then we thought he'd lost it all by spinning at the reverse turkey corner. And then he come back, made a pit stop at the right time, and sure enough, he has gone on to win the race. And like I said, big name. He goes ahead of Khalifa in all-time wins. He's level with the great Jamie Wright.
Right then, let's confirm the provisional result anyway. Casper from Ben, Johannes, Jake, Tony, Arnaud, Sully, Chris, Deck, and Jamie, the top 10. Then we've got Leroy, Gareth, Ben, Mike, Bazza, Jack, Robin, and then the retirement of Corey, like I say, started tonight on 0 points, had a great chance with that supercharger to get some good points on the board, leaves empty-handed. Massive upset. You'd almost say already he might be looking like he needs to win a race to get himself into the playoffs this season. And Michael KK, the other retirement, at the same place, just possibly the other side of the wall. But that is your lot for the Circuit of the Americas. Where are we next week? Let's find out. We are in China, which should be good. We had a good race there last season, and Jacko missed that one too. So you're gonna miss 2 Chinas in a row.
Yeah,
you can tell you like Americanisms, don't you?
Clearly it's a thing, but don't worry about me. Thursday next week, I think I'll be in Washington DC. I'll try and tune into the chat. Not that you read the chat, Owen. So
I don't read
really
the chat.
Is irrelevant. No, never mind.
Strictly speaking, right? Is there anything actually stopping you joining the commentary while you're in Washington?
Yeah, the fact that I have to drive there from Philadelphia and then I have a 4-hour drive afterwards, so I've got a very limited amount of time there.
I see. That's a shame.
Yeah, so I need to focus on getting the sights and then moving on as I plan to head down towards or through the Virginias, West Virginia, and then into Tennessee the next day.
Well, that means you're stuck with me only next week. Apologies. Hopefully I won't be as tired this time next week, but I actually can't guarantee that. If anything, I'll be more tired this time next week. I don't think I've been this delirious on a stream for a while. I'm not drunk, but yeah. We enjoyed that race though. But I did feel slightly delirious.
I'm going to say it on stream, and I thought that was one of our better commentaries together.
Well, I'm glad.
Very, very good.
I really enjoyed that race. I did really enjoy that race.
Yeah.
But
very fun.
I think we'll end that one there. So that's the end of the first half of the regular season. The next 5 races are China, Zandvoort, which I'm surprised they've not stuck the reverse version of onto the calendar. That would have been an easy wildcard option, wouldn't it? But they didn't decide to go for it. Hungary, the race after, will be the next wildcard. I'd love to see what they've got planned for that. I mean, when I say planned for that, they're going to spin a wheel. I'm sure they'll have an idea in their head of what they want to happen for that. And then we'll have Brazil and Monaco, the last 2 races of the regular season. They will be very good. Looking forward to them a lot. But yeah, you will see me then next Thursday for China, and you'll see Jacko back for the race in the Netherlands. So
I guess.
I hope so. Well, that's the 26th of Feb. Will you be back then?
Yeah, definitely. I'm back in the country on the 24th.
Happy days then. Right, well, I'll speak to you then. I'll speak to the audience next Thursday. So thanks for watching. Safe travels. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your week.